Hmm. Terwijl ik eigenlijk wel kan. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hi. Good morning.
And good afternoon.
The winner of today is
Wim.
Is Wim.
and we're no longer separated by the internet.
No, we're both alive and kicking.
Yeah, we're recovered and.
Yeah, so Wim has our weekly riddle here.
You deciphered it immediately as soon as we saw the comment.
Yeah, and I think it's a nice one.
Mm.
Yeah. He says only this is just 1 hour to get away from the troubles in the world. And yeah, I hope you all feel like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't change the troubles in the world at the moment. It's really bad. But
that's a very nice compliment, Wim. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's very nice.
So good morning, everybody.
Hello, folks.
Paul and Yvonne, another Yvonne, Josine. And then Sip is there, and a long time no see, Matthew. Hi, Graham is there with you. That would be nice.
Yeah.
And good news because Australia is opening up.
Yeah.
So
many countries are.
Many countries are.
I think was it yesterday in the Netherlands? Most of the restrictions have been dropped.
Actually, all.
Yeah.
Except for when you want to go to a very big event or when you want
Public
to take
transport.
a plane.
What about that?
No.
Okay.
Everything released. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That must be a great relief for everyone.
Yeah. Well, I hope your long break was filled with beautiful diving.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. And hi, Katrien.
Guten Morgen, Katrien. And hello, Ernst.
Ernst, Anneke.
And Anneke, wow.
Hi.
You guys are there. Hi, Yvonne. And Dagmar.
Canada
and
checking in.
And for sure, Philip as well.
Yep.
Yes, there he is. And John. Hi, John.
Hello, John.
Nice. Albert, wow. And Helen. No, Helen. I mean, it's already very hard to win from the Yvonnes, to be honest.
Yeah. So the fact that Wim won today is a rarity, I would say. But
it's an exception.
Congratulations, Wim. Yeah. You win bragging rights for this stream. Jürgen.
Hello, guten Morgen.
Hi, Philip.
Hi, Philip. Hey, 2 times even. Hi, so nice to see you guys, everybody. And again, 1 week and everybody is still there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, because this is stream number 90, guys. And finally, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You know, we get requests from people that would like to come and visit us this year. And although we're not 100% finished yet, things look promising, and yeah, we look forward to that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have something nice for today, right?
Well, you prepared something nice.
Yeah, well, okay,
also,
I will say something about it later on.
Okay, yeah. Which is nice. Shall we first take a look at the work that has been done over the week?
I think so.
Because if you've seen the preview teaser card for this broadcast, we're going to talk about a lot of green stuff.
Yes, Very green.
because there's a lot growing here at the Thalassa Dive and Wellbeing Resort here in Tonkin.
Yep.
And but before we get to that, because you prepared some nice slides for that, and yeah, in the meantime, we're going to take a look at the work that has been done last week.
So we have a little update.
Yeah.
Like I said before, like last week, a lot of money disappears in the ground on electrical cables and water pipes and things like that. But there has been a lot of progress to finalize things.
Yeah.
Our kitchen is in full swing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a little bit empty right now, but that's because both Arnold and Nova are having lunch.
Yeah.
But they are preparing for this weekend's guests, actually.
Yeah. Actually, Nova is, you will see in a minute, she's upstairs prepping pizzas.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we haven't shown you the kitchen in a while, so
yeah,
we thought it would be nice to start off with this. And Matthew says that Australia is opening up, but they're flooded in. Oh no.
Oh wow.
Well, if you're with Graham, then I'm sure you're in good hands, Matthew.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys are divers, so what is a flood or two?
Yeah.
Right. It's still raining here and a lot.
Oh yeah.
So it's wet all over the place.
Every day.
Morning, Axel.
Hi, Axel. Selamat pagi.
So yeah, our kitchen, we're still very proud of it, and Arnold keeps it really, really neat and
it looks so professional.
And professional, right? That is the whole idea.
Yeah.
And we had lunch. Yeah.
Yes.
They were both busy in the kitchen this afternoon, so I asked them to prepare something for us, and it was absolutely what I had in mind, like for the quality of the food. It was very nicely set up. It was very tasty, very good quality. And believe me, I am your worst customer. Honestly.
Yeah, why?
Because I have always comments on everything.
Does that make you a terrible customer?
No, not a terrible, but...
Or the worst?
The worst. Yeah. So our coffee shop with the pool table.
First, we're going upstairs, though.
And yeah, you've seen that already, but it has been a while.
It's nice to revisit. And just to kind of give everyone a taste for what you can expect when we finally can welcome you this year.
Yes.
Paul says, and Yvonne, you guys have recovered nicely from the corona.
Yeah. It's this whole micro stuff is really nothing.
No. It wasn't so
Morning,
bad.
Dan.
Hey, Dennis. Good morning. Hi, Cindy. Thank you, Matthew.
Yep. And the food is also great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anneke. Kanje. How would you translate kanjes?
I don't know, actually.
It's very Dutch.
It's very Dutch. Yeah.
It means okay. In English, it means
it's a great person, right? Well, a little bit. Right?
Yeah, but thank you, Anneke. Thank you very much. Thank you, Katrien. Hey, Dennis. So yeah, this is where many of you will be having for breakfast and lunch and dinner.
Yeah, but for breakfast there is some extra service that you can take, right?
Yeah. So you can have your.
We're going to offer breakfast in bed, guys. Well, not in bed, but in your room.
Hey, Alex. Good morning.
Hello, Alex. That is nice.
Thank you. And then the cafe on the first floor?
Yeah, well, it's not completely what I have in mind yet.
No,
but
this is a bit of an improvisation.
This is improvisation because we have to have a place for all the furniture that we have, for all the rooms.
Yeah.
And yeah, one person can only do one job at a time. So our carpenter that is now Umbo, you have met him. He is an amazing guy and who made the pool table. He's an amazing guy, but he also has only 1.5 hands, right? Because I don't know if you've seen that, but his hand is handicapped.
Yeah.
And he makes the most amazing things.
And here I just wanted to show how the bamboo is growing next to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Zen garden.
Actually, it's doing well. And did you see that we put some a nice pink ring around the yin and yang?
Yes, yeah.
Unfortunately, the yellow bamboo at the wall is not doing very well yet. It has some sprouts, but it's not doing as good as the one on the front.
Yeah,
So takes a little bit more time.
yeah. Yeah, and this is just overlooking the rock gardens.
Yeah.
Trying to show you the tranquility of the place a little bit.
And do you remember that last week when Aryan was walking down, I said, well, this place there will be the second bungalow.
Mhm.
You remember?
Yeah.
They put the stack, right, which is
Right.
like the
They've measured up everything.
outlines,
The outline,
yeah, the outlines.
which is where the foundation will be built on.
Yes. So watch and see,
Yeah.
because here is bungalow number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Look at this. And the foundation is already there.
Yeah.
So we are still on schedule.
Mm.
This bungalow is closest to the road, so we plan to make this accessible for wheelchair users as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Anna, if you have a look, then this is one for you.
Yeah.
And then before they started with the foundation, like any building that we're going to make, there is a first stone prayer, actually, to ask for blessings for the building and for the company, actually.
Yeah, I think we've shown this also for the
For the
first
first one.
bungalow a
For the
couple of weeks
second
ago.
one. Yeah.
And there's, it's a bit of a ceremony.
Yes, very short.
Yeah.
It's only a couple of minutes. I'm going to put the lights on, I think.
Yeah, it's. Let me just pause it and show everyone, because if I can just show you the weather here, you can see it's raining a little bit.
But fortunately, everybody works inside at the moment. So Arnold and his team are in the villas, and Jacob and his team, they are not outside like you see here, but they are chor the lantai, or they are putting the concrete in the floor of the pavilion. So everybody is working inside. So that is good for them, because really it never stops raining here.
Yeah. So yeah, bungalow number 2 has started. When did they lay down the first stone?
That was on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is Saturday.
Yeah. Now the guys are taking bits of roofing from the truck that was parked there.
Yes, this is the roofing is for the pavilion, for the party center, call it like that.
Yeah.
And also for the bungalows, because I want Adi, this is Adi, to work a little bit faster than he does. So the guys can plaster the walls under a roof. He's a little bit slow. He's a nice guy, and he works pretty neat, but he's a little bit slow. And this is bungalow number 1.
Yep.
So the walls are there, and because the roof will be, how do you call that?
Slanted.
Yeah. It needs 2 ring bolts. One to hold the windows, the window panes, and the other one for the roof. So it takes a little bit longer, but after that it goes very, very fast.
Matthew is asking how many bungalows is the plan?
For now, 4, and then including the 4 rooms in the villas, that will be 8 rooms in total for now. And then we have to save money to build the rest.
Yeah.
Because yeah, money is still a very big issue.
Mhm. And you're seeing they're very quick in building those walls. True. And let me just translate this for everyone else. Even the dog was sitting still during that ceremony.
Yeah, because I was standing still.
Yeah. She's a good dog.
Yeah, she is. She's amazing dog.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a look at the bungalows in progress. They will be they're dotted around the landscape.
Yes.
I think Jose or Anneke, you asked us for a map. You will get that next week.
Yes. It's a work in progress.
Yeah. But yeah, more than happy to show you the lay of the land. And from here, I'm going to walk towards the pavilion, which
Yes.
we decided on is now the official new name.
That's the official new name.
Yeah.
So this is the pavilion, guys. So the walls will be white,
Mhm.
and the ceiling will have lambriseri, which is
Yeah. It will have a covering.
yes, it has
Yeah.
a covering.
Yeah.
And then I this week I bought a lot of tiles.
Hmm.
So this is the stairs going down.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed from the video, but it's it's a wet mess essentially.
It's so muddy
It's
everywhere.
muddy. Yeah, it's incredible. I think this is one of the wettest wet seasons I've witnessed
Yes,
personally.
I think so too.
So
So
yeah,
actually, we already had a request for November. Janja Brancosius, he is from the Scott Haldane Foundation, and he is a regular guest and friend
yeah,
from us. And he usually comes with a bunch of doctors to do courses. So we have our first intentional booking
Yeah.
for the venue center, for the pavilion as well.
and that is definitely fantastic news. And I would just like to remind everyone, if you're still on the fence about making a booking, just make it, and
Yep.
we can take it from there. You know,
Yes.
we're happy to receive you.
Yeah. So what you just saw was our small river, and in the dry season there is no water in there, but right now there is a continuous stream
Yeah,
of water
it just
there.
doesn't stop.
So
Hi, Adri and
hello,
George.
Adria George.
Thank you. So these bamboo sticks here,
Yeah.
I think these need to be removed later on. right?
Yes, they will be. But looking at them, I was thinking maybe
Because they were
we
used for
can.
storage.
Actually, they were made to create the beams for the roof.
Right.
But then again, I thought maybe we can adjust them a little bit and use them to for the vanilla.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here you see our bungalows, guys.
Villas.
Are the villas, the villas. I don't know what you think, but personally, I think painted they look
Yeah, it's
completely amazing.
very fancy.
Very, very fancy.
2 bedrooms each, space for at least 5 persons per
Uh,
villa.
um, well, if you count two people in each bedroom,
Yeah.
then it's four. 2 times 2 is 4.
Plus in the living room.
And for emergencies or when there are children or very good friends, then we can create another sleeping place
Right.
in the living room.
Yeah. Hi, Ingrid and Heren, thank you. So you've recruited a bunch of little helpers.
Yeah, actually, these are the dive masters in training, and when we don't have a program for them or they cannot go diving because we don't have guests,
Mhm.
then well, they're sitting at home and they are adults actually, and they don't have an income.
Yeah.
So I asked them if they would be interested to help painting, and they immediately said yes. So for these past 3 days, they have been painting.
Mm.
Landy and Epping have finalized the bathrooms,
Mhm.
and As you can see, the bathtubs are already filled with water waiting for you.
Yeah.
Just the shower.
That's fantastic.
And the only thing waiting for is the installation of the wash basins. They have arrived, but unfortunately, from the what was it, 4, 7, 10 wash basins that I ordered, one poly they dropped it, and 3 wash basins were completely destroyed.
Oh, that's a shame.
So, but we have enough for what we're building
Yeah.
right now, and they're sending new ones.
So it's a lot of progress.
Yeah. So, did you see there is a false ceiling above the wash basin area?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get to that in the next film because they were not here yet.
Okay. So this week I bought mirrors and lights for everything. Did you switch on the lights?
No, they didn't. Got some nice splashes of color.
Yeah, the colors are really a little bit weird with this.
Yeah, it doesn't do justice
No,
in the
no,
camera.
this is too blue, guys. So it's really green.
Yeah.
It's not blue.
Hi, Els.
Hi, Els.
Thank you. And Axel. And then
so,
we put the bed against that green
yeah,
wall.
but there will be an extra additional shelving. And I will not give it away.
Okay.
It will be very special.
Okay.
But I need Umbu, and he's sick.
Oh.
So.
And yeah, that's the
other
ceiling right there.
Right there.
With the lighting installed.
Yeah.
Which don't work yet, as far as I understood.
Well, it's kind of working, but because there's no live electricity at the moment because there's too much going on.
Yeah.
And we don't want to hurt people.
No, exactly.
So the guys, it looks like a mess, guys, but believe me, it's nearly finished. Mingo and his team are putting the last parts of the ceiling in, which is like this beautiful pitate ceiling. And yeah, that's why there is a lot of scaffolding everywhere. But it's close to finishing. And I even think that next week, Saturday, we have been able to install the kitchenette and clean everything up and actually have the left side villa completely ready to go.
Yeah.
And I think that will be next week.
Awesome. Some finishing touches here on the wall between the two villas.
Yes. So this is Landy. He's responsible for putting tiles in.
Yeah. That's his specialty, yeah?
That's his specialty. He's very, very good at it. And here you see the transportation of the last frog. And this little frog is weighing almost 70 kilos.
Yeah. Yeah, you really need that many people to pick it up. It's quite heavy.
And you can see they're divers, they're not scared of water. Yes, Yvonne, exactly. And I'm a diver too. I know exactly what you need.
So Yvonne is saying there's a lot of outlets for electricity, which is essential for any diver.
Yes.
Right?
Yay!
So yeah, this was nice. And of course, maybe you see the little hole above the frog. That's where some lighting is going to be installed later.
Yes.
It's going to look very nice. But first, the frog needed a little bath.
Yeah, a little bit dusty.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
And obviously there will be a water spout
Mm,
from the pot.
yeah.
So yeah, that was the update. I think as an afterthought, I think there's a big difference since last week
Mhm.
because I see it 3, 4 times every day. It can't go fast enough. It's like it's going very slow, but in fact, I don't think it's true.
No, and for me, what I see is for me the big difference is details are
Yes,
being added and things are being finished, and
yes,
that makes such a huge difference
mm,
instead of just looking at gray concrete the whole time.
true, true, true.
Um, and Ernst says that the scaffolding looks a lot less makeshift.
Yes, actually, I bought some scaffolding because we need it all the time, and with the high ceilings, we need some maintenance as well.
Yeah, and thank you, Dagmar. Thanks a lot. Agreed, Ernst, agreed.
Thank you.
So now we come to the second part of our broadcast,
Yes,
and because okay, maybe it's good to give a little bit of context about this place because you have a very special connection with the land
yes, I
where
know.
we're building.
Yeah,
Would you explain a little bit?
yeah. I don't know. Maybe I did already. I forgot a little bit about in 90 streams how I got this
Mm,
place. And that it was a Sunday somewhere in 1998, 99. And I was looking for a small piece of land to build a house. And the father of one of my staff said, well, I have 7 pieces of land and you can choose which one you want. So on a Sunday, we went driving around, and the first 3 pieces of land, I will not go into all these details.
mhm.
Um, I didn't like it too much. And then I got out of the car. I walked on this part of this piece of land, maybe only 10 meters on the land, and I was like, yes, this is it.
It was calling to you,
It was, this is my land.
right?
There was
Yeah.
no doubt about it,
Mhm.
right? There was this energy surging from the soil, and with the stones, it looked amazing.
Mhm.
Although it was not as lush and green as it is now,
Mm.
because most of the trees here I planted, but the land was so special that I thought, okay, this is it. This is what I want. And
Right.
then the guy said, how, told me how big it was. And it was 1.3 hectare. And I was just looking for a small piece of land to put my house. And I was like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do now? Because it's too big.
Mm.
And then I thought, yes, but it is my land. This is my land. So it costed me all my
Mm.
savings, but I bought this piece of land, and I have never regretted it one single second. It's still amazing the energy that
Mm.
comes from this place.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, in 90 streams, you have started to know me a lot better, I think. And when we were talking about diving, I like the stuff that everybody passes, like
Yeah. Sea cucumbers.
sea cucumbers,
Sure.
tunicates,
Yeah.
things that are not so obvious. They're not sharks, and they're not big
Yeah.
schools of fish or beautiful flowering corals. Um, nothing like it. They're inauspicious. They're not.
The underdogs.
They're the underdogs.
Mm.
And I think in a forest, because this is almost a small jungle,
Mm.
there's also underdogs. And I am fascinated by that kind of um, pieces of nature.
Mhm.
I'm really fascinated by it. And I thought I want to share it with you. It has not a pretense to be a very scientific kind of talk with a lot of Latin names and a lot of um, a lot of deep backgrounds. It's just, and to give you an idea that even on this small piece of land, when you are here, there are so many things that are fascinating and nice to look at. And I wanted to give you an idea of that.
All right.
And yeah, in Dutch, it's a funny title.
Yeah, let's we'll just start the slide
Yeah,
here. Um, there you go.
it's genieten van epifyten, or in English, enjoying epiphytes.
Epiphytes. All right. So,
So,
Simone, the floor is yours.
okay. Well, first a little bit of information. So, what is an epiphyte? Um, as you can see, the term epiphyte, epiphytic, derives from the Greek epi means upon and phyton means plant. So it's a plant on top of a plant, or an air plant, actually. They don't grow in the soil. They, with their spores or their seeds, they attach to other plants or trees, very often older trees, but in a way that it's not threatening its hosts, and it's a symbiotic relationship. And maybe you recall from other streams that there are three kinds of symbiotic relationships. That's commensalism, parasitism, and mutualism. Um, Parasitism is where one of the two parties parasite is the parasite on the other, so they take use of that. Mutualism is where they both benefit, and commensalism is where the two species live together, but they don't hurt or harm each other. So neither of them benefits or loses. So actually, there are, and I didn't know that, but there are underwater epiphytes as well, and land epiphytes. So where this presentation is mainly about land epiphytes, but a little touch of the underwater epiphytes as well. And like most things in nature, also epiphytes are a food source for a lot of species, both underwater and on land. So, like I said, a little information about the underwater epiphytes, and one of the most obvious one is seagrass. Everybody has seen that, and but on look at the name, guys, Thalassia testudinum. Now, can't be that cannot be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they, especially seagrass, they are host to a lot of epiphytes like algae, micro and macroalgae, bacteria, fungi, sponges, but also bryozoans, tunicates, and protozoa, hydroids, crustaceans, and mollusks. Now, especially the protozoa, the hydroids, they are really annoying for divers and snorkelers, because the stinging cells that attach themselves to the floating seagrass can be really painful when it hits you. And here in this area, we call them sosoro, which is the local name. The kids that are snorkeling in the front here, they really don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's have a look at the land epiphytes. There are three major groups of land epiphytes, and I think some of them you actually know very well. Uh, there are mosses. You find those anywhere, all over the world. Orchids. You know what orchids are? They're beautiful flowers. And bromeliads. And bromelia, or bromelia, which is like a more common name, is something that many people have in their house as a how do you say that?
A house plant.
A house plant, right?
Okay. So I know hardly anything about plants,
Yeah.
but a bromelia. What am I thinking of?
It looks like how do you call it? Well, you see that later on the picture.
Okay. All right. Let me know.
Bromelias and what's the other one? The ones that grow without water.
Oh, okay.
Tillandsia.
Okay.
Now, the second largest group are the leptosporangiate ferns. Well, big words, and I said we would keep it simple, but these are ferns that reproduce through spores, and I will get back to that later on. And the third group are the club mosses. And I looked those up. I don't think we have them here, but I am not so sure. So
Okay.
most of what you see will be pictures of what we have here on the left. So this, well, it's difficult to see, but this is an orchid. There are no flowers at the moment. But one of the things you could see is here under in the middle underneath, you see this.
Okay, yeah.
This is called a semi-bulb, and it's a way for the orchid to store nutrition and water. So in case it's a very dry period with very little rain, not very humid, then the orchid can use the storage that it has to survive that period of time.
Right.
This is not a nice picture. This is one of the trees next to the swimming pool. It has a huge orchid there, and it was flowering, but not anymore. And yeah, just wanted to show you that this is something you can see there.
So orchids exclusively grow on other plants.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's
On trees and on mostly on trees.
wow, that's really
and
funny.
older trees.
Yeah.
And then there is a very special orchid, which is the vanilla. And we have shown you that we have a lot of vanilla here on the land, and we will have our own plantation. But look at the flowers; they are gorgeous as well.
Yeah.
So it's not only that they can produce the vanilla beans, and which are very precious and quite expensive actually, but also look at the flowers; they are amazing.
Yeah, they look nice.
Unfortunately, they only flower for a couple of hours, so you have to be fast. They need to be pollinated manually with a little pencil. No, not pencil. With a pencil. Small brush. Small brush. Small brush. And they need to be pollinated to get the beans going. Yeah. And this is when they don't have flowers.
Yeah, that's the more familiar
yes,
side.
It's a creeper. It grows all the way to the top of the tree and then drops down again. And we have kilometers of the stuff.
Right.
And this is a club moss. Well, unfortunately, I haven't found it here on the land. If we have it, I missed it. I don't know. It's just for your information, decoration.
Yeah.
Just to have you know, these are the three kinds of species. So we have the ferns, the orchids, and the club mosses. Now, I'm not going to go too far into the orchids because there are 28,000 species of orchids.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And I said, I'm not a person that goes in detail in that kind of things. I am more for the ferns and things like that, but even for the ferns, there are 10,000, more than 10,000 different kind of ferns. So I kept it simple. There are actually, the epiphytes, they are split into two different big subspecies, actually. The hollow epiphytes and the Hemi Epiphytes. The hollow epiphytes, they never get their feet at the ground. They are always in the trees and they find the top of the trees to get the most from the sunlight and the rain and everything else. And they feed themselves from leaves that fall on top of them, or nutrition, maybe some bird shit, and or small insects that fall on them. That is how they get their nutrition. So they never actually reach the floor. And then we have the Hemi Epiphytes, and they are really sneaky because they start in a tree, but then they manage to go down, get their roots in the ground, and then they start to grow until they are so big that they start to produce fruits.
Ah, okay.
And the fruits are being distributed. I come back to that in a minute.
Right.
So as an example, a hollow epiphyte is an orchid and many different kinds of ferns. And then Hemi Epiphyte are some of the fig species. And you know probably fig species is like a ficus.
Mm-hmm.
So just a couple of pictures of different kind of ferns that are here. So look at the shapes of the leaves. So the one on the right side we call vogelnestvaden or Asplenia nidus, and you see different kind of forms. And we just talked about bromelia. Here in the front on the third picture you see a bromelia.
Okay. Ah, yes. Yeah, that looks like a typical tropical houseplant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, just nice pictures of beautiful leaves,
Mm-hmm.
different leaf sizes. And this is one of my favorites. It's very fragile. It's called an adiantum or Venus hair.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be a club moss,
Okay.
but I am not 100% sure.
Well,
It really looks like it, but I can't know for sure.
well, Ernst is reliably piping up about this,
Okay.
but he was referring to the first club
the
moss
first
picture,
one,
and
yeah.
he says it's a wolf's claw club
Okay,
moss.
maybe, but this is a very tiny one, so I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
No idea. And here, this is another kind of moss growing on a tree, and you see this very weird thing there.
Yeah, we have a riddle, huh?
We have a riddle, guys,
Yeah.
because nobody, and literally nobody knows what it is. And it was there laying on that tree. You could pick it up. At first I thought it was a slug, but it's a piece of a tree.
Hmm.
I couldn't find anything like it in the direct surroundings, also not in the tree. So a beer for anybody who can identify this.
Yeah.
So go for it, Ernst.
Yeah, shall we give people some time and go take a
You
look
can
at
send
some?
us a message.
Yeah.
You want to look it up?
Well, the first one with the correct guess.
Yeah, but we can't check it. I have to check it because I honestly don't know what it is.
Yeah. And Dennis says he loves to look at insects.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, but it's not an insect.
No, he's referring to because you love to look at the plants here.
Yeah.
And Dennis was referring to that.
Okay, next time we do insects.
Yeah. And Anneke says, thanks for the update. It's a great start of the day. We're going to go for sports. Have a nice day. You too, Anneke.
You too. Have a nice weekend.
And,
the
same for Marion.
Yep.
So.
Oh,
And Albert and Sonia are going to work on their own garden. So.
I hope you have a look for the epiphytes.
Yes.
For sure it's there. And then epiphytes are not, epiphytes don't only grow on trees. They find any little crevice in the rocks, and some of them are so strong they can actually break the rocks when they grow bigger.
Yeah.
And we have plenty of rocks with the most beautiful epiphytes there. And then there is this Hemi Epiphytes. We have enormous trees here, which are called Ficus Benjamina. It's a huge tree. It's a family of the figs, the fig tree. It has very tiny, round, red fruits, red and orange fruits. And you would think, well, that's a normal tree, but no, it's an epiphyte. Because if you look at the second picture, it's a little bit high up, but that's a coconut tree. And the Ficus Benjamina has put one of the seeds there, and it's growing a new tree on top of the coconut tree.
So it kind of took a hike at the bottom?
No.
The seed was dropped?
A seed was dropped by a bird or by the wind or whatever, and it started to grow there. And when it's getting bigger, it starts to look like this.
Wow.
So the roots are going down, And once that happens, then you see that these branches that are on the right side, they form a completely new tree. It's a very fascinating kind of tree.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
it also has a very practical use as well, because these trees can become until 30 meters high. And the branches are really, really wide. And the saying here is that the roots have the same width as the width of the tree. So
Okay.
if the tree is 30 meters wide or 20 meters wide, it means that the roots also are 20 meters wide. That has an advantage and a disadvantage. The disadvantage is that it can break swimming pools, roads, whatever, buildings, foundations, and walls, because the roots are really strong and they creep everywhere.
Yeah.
On the bright side of the whole story of the Ficus Benjamina is that it holds the soil together with this huge network of beautiful branches, which is, yeah, I think also beautiful
Yeah.
on itself.
Looks
right?
fantastic.
Yeah. Now, how do these land epiphytes reproduce? Actually, that's only quite simple. The flowering species, they have seeds, and birds and the wind are distributing those, and they land somewhere on a tree somewhere, and then they attach themselves and start to grow. So quite simple. Some epiphytes reproduce through pups. I will get you a picture in a minute. And especially orchids, they have pups. And ferns reproduce through spores. And they are one single cell that is being released. And some of them are being airborne, others just fall in soil or fall on the plant and then grow a new fern.
Right.
So this is on the right side. You see how the orchid in the tree next to the swimming pool was looking like. It's not the same one,
Okay.
but it's the same type. And on the left side here, you see one of the baby orchids that I have here in the tree right in front of my house, with two pups on them. And here you see a close-up from the spores. So from the normal fern, you see that these are the small spores.
Yeah, the black dots everywhere.
Yes, and the little brown stripes on the Asplenium nidus, these are the also spores.
Okay.
So that is how they reproduce. And then yes, and I really need I need to tell you this little story. This is one of the amazing epiphytes in one of the trees here. And when I showed Jacob this picture, he said, "Oh, that is a phalinger." And a phalinger is actually Manadonese for vlieger or kite in English. So what they did is they took this brown cover leaf from this fern out of the tree and put little holes in it and a piece of string and used it actually as a kite.
Nice.
So dari dulu,
Right.
yeah. So from before, and maybe Axel, did you play with this kind of kites when you were younger? Sorry, younger.
When you were younger, yeah. That's really tempo dulu, eh?
Yes. So yeah, for me, epiphytes and actually all plants are quite fascinating, but because the ferns and the epiphytes, they are considered weeds and being pulled out of the soil the plants. I find that a pity, because I think they are beautiful and they are very fascinating, and I wanted to share that with you.
Nice. You're fighting the good fight for the epiphytes.
Fight for the epiphytes.
Fight for the epiphytes. Awesome. Thank you, Dagmar.
Thank you. So come and have a look, guys.
Yeah. You just have to use your eyes, right?
Yes, and the same is for underwater. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, we want to go diving, and I really miss it because there's not enough diving going on at the moment. But yeah, nature is amazing, and I think Ernst, you agree with that as
Yeah.
well, right?
And the Ficus Benjamina is the same as the famous Indian banyan tree.
Yes,
There you go.
true.
Ernst, we talked before the broadcast. We knew that Ernst would.
Yes, if he would follow the stream, then he would do that.
So thanks. And Axel says
Yes,
they're using it for fishing.
Yes, for kite fishing. We have a small video on our YouTube channel called Kite Fishing. It's an old video, and it's not using a tree, a fern leaf, but a real kite. If you're interested in looking at something about kite fishing, then have a look at that.
Let me see if I can find it.
The movie is made by Thierry D'Amiliano, and when he made it, it is a long time ago. We were still in Sampica.
Oh no,
So
I don't think it's on here. It's not on the. It must be on a different one.
Different channel, maybe.
Yeah, I think on an older channel.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Paul learned a lot, he says.
Thank you.
Johan, thank you.
Johan.
Thanks,
nice,
Dennis.
Thanks.
Yeah, it is interesting.
It is. And there is so much. And talking about insects, I had some very nice pictures of insects also, but it's a little bit controversial. A lot of people are scared of insects, especially spiders, right? And yeah, it's nature here. It's the jungle. We have all these kind of things. There are scorpions, there are spiders, there are snakes, there are turtles. There are turtles in the ponds around the villas. We have lots and lots of frogs. We have all these beautiful moths and butterflies and amazing. So if you want to have an idea, an impression of that, let me know. Then we will make it.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to put something together like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Matthew has to go, and Graham, thank you very much,
guys. We will join. I hope you guys can come over soon.
Yeah.
And good luck with the Queensland floods. I hope there's not too much damage. Thank you, Catherine. Du bist lieb wie immer. Thank you very much. Love you guys.
That's awesome.
Love you guys.
Thank you. And Axel says they use the Verlinger because the real kite is too expensive.
Yes, exactly.
Yvonne would love to come and spot some wildlife.
I know you would love it, Yvonne. And you are in for some treats if you see what I intend to make of the things I've collected here.
Yeah.
Some will be in the rooms.
Els is asking, do you have photos and videos online about where you dive and what you can see? For sure. Yeah.
Yes, lots.
Els, I will send you a number of links to earlier presentations and videos and dives that we've done.
Yeah.
We've done in the past, we've done a number of dives where we took our viewers together diving. This was more in the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes.
To kind of take people underwater with us. So I will send you those for sure. Yeah. So you get an idea of what you can see here.
But we, just as for areas goes, we dive still the same as we've always done.
Yeah.
We dive Bunaka National Park, the south side of the park called Popo, the whole coastline, 12 kilometers of coastline, which is very interesting and very beautiful dive sites over there.
Yeah.
And when the weather allows it, we take you guys diving to Bangka and the beautiful spots there and the northern side of the peninsula. And of course, we have from the 1st of April, we have the resort in Lembe open as well.
Yeah.
And then you dive the muck diving or the different Lembe over there.
Yeah, because it's not only muck diving.
No.
Which we have proven.
Yeah.
In a couple of videos.
Yes.
And Wim is curious, how is Lembe doing?
Well, it's closed, still closed, Wim. But as we said before, we plan to open up the 1st of April.
Yeah.
And it needs a little bit of renovation. The team is going there to clean up and to do some repairs, because 2 years is a long time in the tropics for things to hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs a little bit of renovation, but still looks good.
Yeah.
And our really loyal staff there is keeping an eye, so everything is safe over there.
Yeah. And please do. I'd love that, says Dennis. Insects.
Yes.
Great. And Ingrid would love to come over.
Yeah.
Of course, you're more than welcome to.
Yes.
So it looks like insects. And let me just go back here, because nobody could guess
Yeah,
this
what
was.
is that?
Nobody
yet.
Nobody had a guess.
And I tried to put it in Google Images, and it didn't come up with anything useful.
Yeah.
So at first it said soil, and then it
Yeah.
said slug,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
is neither.
Of course, AI is not as accurate as our human
No,
eyes, but
No.
so no, nobody guessed it.
Not yet.
Yeah. And Josine loves the Lembe side.
Yep.
And Ernst, thank you very much. Oh, Yvonne loves the Buddha behind you. There you go. you saw that already. Thank you, Siep.
Thank you, Siep.
And we hope to meet each other soon.
Guys, you are, as always, you are amazing. Thank you very much for logging in. Have a beautiful weekend. I heard the weather is reasonable, so take advantage of it.
Yeah.
We are holding on the last straws, the laatste loodjes,
Mm-hmm.
right? And yeah, hopefully we will see each other this year.
Yeah, that would be so amazing.
We're trying to hold on. We will do it.
The good thing is, in Europe, we're seeing everybody can hug again a little bit, right?
Yes.
So
Need that too, actually.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, friends, everyone, thanks for dropping by.
Watching,
and
and
we'll see you next week.
beautiful weekend. Love you all.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.